What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk yet again about Bioware. Now, yesterday on the main channel on Podcast Now, we broke down the Bioware statement, okay? And I kind of went over just the whole thing, why I think it was kind of a load of bull, right? I think there was a lot of corporate talk there. I'm not super pumped about the future of Bioware. I think they're in major trouble. I think it's Mass Effect or bust, for them. But what was interesting, and again, I think a lot of us kind of saw this coming, and it's not officially official, although it's like, well, are you trusting what you're seeing with your own two eyes, or are you trusting what they're kind of telling you when they've kind of been known to lie, in these ways? Basically, that statement was talking about restructuring. They never really said that, but they did talk about basically putting people on different projects throughout EA, right? Because they weren't necessary. They literally were not necessary to BioWare. Well, over the night and into today, it was actually found through a lot of people's just LinkedIn pages, right? That people have left. And, well, actually, it's funny because a site like IGN and stuff, I did see a couple articles that talked about it as if the people left almost like willingly, right? Like they're the ones who chose it. And, hey, maybe that's possible. But at the same time, it very much looks like they were fired. So we'll have to see. I mean, again, like the tough thing is you can say we have to see, and yet BioWare is seemingly lying to everybody. So, or they're hiding the truth. They're masking the truth, which I don't know if that's the exact same thing. But, I don't know if you can necessarily rely on an official statement from BioWare saying, yeah, we let these 25 people go. It seems like that statement they put out yesterday was it. Hey, we don't need the full team. We told you that. We are putting people where possible on other games. We're working on Mass Effect, and who cares? What else has happened behind the scenes? We're not going to talk about it. When in reality, a lot of people have been let go, or at least it seems like it. So I'll just take this from Gaming Leaks and Rumors. According to posts shared on LinkedIn and Blue Sky, BioWare's restructuring has led to the termination of Dragon Age: The Veilguard's lead writer, their lead editor, narrative editor, BioWare producer, associate game producer, senior product manager, and senior systems designer, while also senior writer Cheryl Chi, who wrote several of Dragon Age: The Veilguard's characters, was moved to EA Motive. And they say, BioWare and EA having confirmed the fact, only that the company is on a restructuring. Journalists say it's a smokescreen by EA to hide the layoffs. And there was, from Insider Gaming, they did report at least a few dozen of developers were laid off. So I believe right there that would mean at least 24, right? So we're probably in the 25 to 40 range, I honestly would imagine. So, look, this is where you kind of have to separate, human beings from the art. I know there's a lot of people that were not fans of Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I wasn't a fan of it either, but I want these people to live. I want these people to have homes and food and all that stuff. So I hope they rebound. I hope they get better, at whatever the craft is. These do seem like the higher positions. And you even have, I think, the creative director of the game, she left like a month ago. So there has been this exodus, whether it was their choice, willing, right, or unwilling, whether they were laid off, connected to some of the leadership of the Veilguard. And look, I mean, that's the tough thing, right? I think that's kind of why you have to separate these things. I don't want these people to be homeless, but you need to fix the issues, right? If there were issues, and I mean, the main way I would do it is just try to do better the next time, right? But you are asking a lot, and you're hoping for that rebound. I'm not asking for anybody to be fired. Again, that would kind of be the way that I would handle it is, give them another chance, try to almost like rehabilitate them on a different project, get them confident again, or, whatever the situation might be for any individual person. But again, kind of multi-layered, right? Because it's like, you have to fix the problems with the Veilguard. You have to get BioWare back on track. You also just have that statement that they made yesterday, and some of it might not even be coming from BioWare, by the way, right? You kind of have to remember that. It's very possible EA swooped in, and honestly, like, we kind of have heard this before, somewhat, like, not exactly one-to-one, but, like, say with, like, a Rocksteady thing, right? Like, at what point does WB go into Rocksteady and say, all right, you blew it? You know what I mean? You're now half a support team. You're going to help this team. You're going to help that team, and then we're going to give you one last chance on this next game. And it feels like that's what's happened, at Rocksteady. So maybe it's happened here at BioWare. EA came in and said, do you know how much money, we make on Battlefield Battlefield, Madden, and FIFA, we make a lot of money. We don't necessarily need you. So what we need to do is you're going to start helping on other things. You've lost the trust. And I said this in yesterday's video, right? When a studio goes, and this is Bioware, by the way, this isn't just some like random studio that started last year. This is a studio that's known for legendary games. When you go from making your own games, your own IP, being a powerhouse, right? When you go from that to having to partially be a support studio, you're failing. You are falling very, very quickly, right? Because there's only a couple ways from here, one of which is to never make your own game ever again, right? Mass Effect, you make that, it's over, you're just a support team. You're going to be helping make Battlefield now for the rest of your life. Like, that's a realistic path of like how this happens, and it sucks. It sucks because this is Bioware you're talking about, right? Now, Bioware is just a name. It's not necessarily the people. A lot of people that are there now were not there when they were the elite studio, right? Now they're a lot different now. So again, I mean, there's kind of multiple layers, and I don't want anybody to be fired and to, you know, have no income and stuff, but there does have to be, you know, lessons learned. There's also just lies kind of going on, you know, like in the background, right? Like Bioware is not being transparent. They're kind of mad. Again, they're not necessarily lying because they're kind of just not saying it. So it's like, are you lying if you just don't, you know, acknowledge like the problem in the room? I mean, they're kind of like jumping over it. So change does need to happen, but, you know, as we keep saying, I think it needs to take till Mass Effect. I mean, that's really the next opportunity they have to fix it, and we'll see. They really have one chance. So it's like, if they do it, great. If they don't do it, I think it's game over. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.